Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're passionate about mastering the English language and taking your grammar to the next level, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most underestimated yet powerful parts of speech in English grammar, prepositions. Now, before you say, "Oh, I already know prepositions, in, on, at, right?" Hold on. This isn't your typical beginner-level lesson. In this advanced session, we're going to unravel complex prepositional phrases, prepositions used in academic and formal writing, idiomatic expressions with prepositions, and those tricky structures that even native speakers sometimes get wrong, like interested in versus interested by, or between versus among. We'll also look at how prepositions change meaning subtly based on context, and how that impacts your clarity, tone, and professionalism in writing and speech. So whether you're preparing for exams like IELTS, TOEFL, or just want to sound more native and natural in English, this lecture is for you. Explanation of preposition. A preposition is a function word that establishes a relationship between its object, a noun, pronoun, or noun phrase, and another element in the sentence. It typically conveys information about time, place, direction, cause, manner, or condition. Unlike verbs or adjectives, prepositions do not change form. They serve as syntactic bridges, connecting ideas and adding precision to expression. At an advanced level, prepositions extend beyond basic spatial or temporal roles. They become tools of nuance, shaping tone and clarity in academic, technical, and formal communication. Their correct use influences fluency and naturalness in speech and writing. Misuse can lead to ambiguity or even misinterpretation. Prepositions always govern objects, forming what is known as a prepositional phrase. These phrases act adjectivally or adverbially, modifying nouns or verbs respectively. For example, in "she sat by the window," the phrase "by the window" modifies the verb sat. This structure provides context without forming the core predicate. Many prepositions are monosyllabic, such as in, on, at, by, to, for, but advanced usage often involves compound prepositions like in front of, on behalf of, by means of. These multi-word prepositions function as cohesive units. They require exact placement and cannot be split or rearranged. Their misuse is a frequent source of errors in advanced writing. In academic English, certain verbs and adjectives require specific prepositions, a phenomenon known as collocation. For instance, interested in, capable of, and accused of, are fixed patterns. These combinations aren't always logical and must be memorized. Native-like proficiency depends on mastering such lexical pairings. Prepositions also occur in idiomatic expressions where meaning is not literal. Phrases like, under the weather, in hot water, or, out of line, rely on metaphorical interpretation. These expressions often defy grammatical rules and evolve culturally. Understanding idioms requires both linguistic and contextual knowledge. Some prepositions change meaning based on context or the words they modify. Take, over, in, look over the report, it implies reviewing, in, jump over the fence, it denotes movement. This flexibility makes prepositions dynamic yet potentially confusing. Mastery comes through exposure and practice in varied contexts. Prepositions can also be stranded, especially in informal or interrogative structures. For example, "Who are you talking to?" ends with the preposition to. While prescriptive grammar frowns upon this, modern English increasingly accepts such usage. Formal contexts, however, often require restructuring. To whom are you speaking? In formal and academic writing, prepositions are rarely placed at the end of sentences. Avoiding terminal prepositions aligns with traditional grammar conventions. Yet, in spoken and conversational English, end placement is natural and often clearer. Style and register determine the appropriate form. Prepositional verbs, combinations of verbs and prepositions, are another challenge at the advanced level. Phrasal verbs like look after, run into, or give up carry meanings that differ from the base verb alone. They must be treated as lexical units. Substituting synonyms often results in awkward or incorrect phrasing. Nominal prepositions, which act like nouns, add abstraction and complexity. Words like in accordance with respect to, and in light of introduce formal relationships. These structures are typical in legal, technical, and bureaucratic writing. Precision is critical to avoid misinterpretation or redundancy. Another advanced aspect involves preposition stacking, where multiple prepositions appear in sequence. In, he came out of nowhere, both out and of are required. These stacks are idiomatic and not always logically predictable. Learners must internalize their structure through exposure and use. In legal or contractual language, prepositions often signify logical relationships like condition, concession, or purpose. Phrases such as, in consideration of, notwithstanding, or, pursuant to, carry specific interpretive weight. Clarity in these contexts is not optional but essential. Misuse may have legal consequences. English also contains prepositional adverbs, words that resemble prepositions but function differently. In, he walked outside, outside acts adverbially, not prepositionally. These can mislead learners into assuming a noun must follow. The distinction lies in whether the word governs an object. Advanced writing avoids preposition overload, where excessive prepositional phrases crowd a sentence. For example, the report on the impact of the changes in the system of distribution becomes unwieldy. Concise revision improves readability. Strategic restructuring often reduces dependency on prepositions. In some cases, prepositions are dropped entirely, especially in journalistic and technical prose. The data of last year may appear as the data last year. While this saves space, it can also cause ambiguity. Writers must balance brevity with clarity. Different prepositions can subtly change the meaning of a sentence. Angry with someone differs from angry about something. These nuances aren't interchangeable. Mastering them involves a deep understanding of both grammar and context. Precision makes language more expressive and accurate. Even native speakers struggle with preposition choice in complex sentences. Different than versus different from is widely debated. Regional and stylistic preferences further complicate matters. In formal writing, different from remains the standard. In English, preposition choice is often arbitrary from a learner's perspective. There is no logical reason why one says, good at math, but not good in math, in most contexts. These patterns are products of usage, not rule. That's why immersion and exposure matter more than memorization alone. Advanced learners should also study how prepositions behave in translation contexts. Direct translation often fails. Prepositions in one language rarely map one-to-one to English. For example, French penser translates to think about, not think to. Translation awareness prevents structural interference. Finally, the role of prepositions in cohesion and argument structure is crucial. They guide readers through cause, contrast, comparison, and sequence. Expressions like, in conclusion, with regard to, or, as opposed to, are rhetorical tools. Mastery enhances logical flow and textual coherence. Thank you for engaging in today's deep dive into prepositions. Mastery lies in mindful usage.